The Tower of London was designed to project absolute royal authority. Its thick stone walls were built to repel foreign armies, but deep inside, its labyrinth of corridors served a darker purpose, holding those who threatened the English crown. In the summer of 1483, two young boys, the rightful King of England and his younger brother, passed through these gates. They were never seen again. Despite centuries of investigation, there are no verified witnesses, no documented murder weapon, and no signed confession. The same fortifications that protected the monarchy from outside threats proved remarkably efficient at burying its internal secrets. The crisis began on April 9, 1483. King Edward IV, still in his early 40s, died unexpectedly after a brief illness. He left the English throne to his eldest son, a 12-year-old boy who immediately inherited the crown as King Edward V. An adult monarch held the complex web of medieval alliances together. A child king created an immediate, volatile vacuum at the very top of the government. Two fiercely opposed factions rushed to fill it. On one side was the young king's maternal family, the Woodvilles. On the other was his paternal uncle, Richard, Duke of Gloucester. Because a 12-year-old could not govern independently, whoever physically held the boy dictated the laws, controlled the treasury, and ruled England in his name. Knowing the stakes, the Woodville faction mobilized. The king's uncle, Earl Rivers, gathered 2,000 men and marched Edward toward London to secure a rapid coronation. Richard of Gloucester countered immediately. He and his forces intercepted the royal entourage at Stony Stratford before they could reach the capital. Gloucester arrested Earl Rivers and the king's other key guardians. They were sent to a fortress in the north and executed without a trial. With the Woodville escort neutralized, Richard took personal custody of his nephew and assumed the legal title of Lord Protector. By eliminating the rival faction's leadership in hours, Gloucester consolidated the entirety of the state's military power under his own command. On May 19th, Richard escorted Edward into the Tower of London. Traditionally, a monarch resided in these royal apartments prior to their coronation. Nearly a month later, on June 16th, the king's 9-year-old brother, the Duke of York, was removed from sanctuary at Westminster Abbey to join him. The Privy Council anticipated a swift crowning to settle the government. Instead, Richard repeatedly postponed the ceremony. Contemporaries noted a methodical shift in the boys' visibility. Initially, they were seen playing and shooting arrows in the Tower gardens. Then they appeared only occasionally behind barred windows. Eventually, they were withdrawn into the inner apartments entirely. By the end of the summer of 1483, all sightings ceased. The boys simply vanished from the historical record. The princes were systematically isolated in the heart of the capital. By placing them inside the country's most secure fortress under the guise of royal protocol, their captor ensured no rescue attempt could succeed. While the boys were locked away, a legal maneuver sealed their fate. Parliament's Titulus Regius declared Edward's marriage invalid due to a pre-contract. This stripped the princes of royal status, branding them illegitimate. Removed from the succession, the claim fell immediately to the next adult male heir, Richard of Gloucester. In July 1483, Gloucester was officially crowned King Richard III. As the year progressed, rumors that the boys had been murdered spread across England and into the royal courts of Europe. Through it all, Richard maintained an absolute unyielding silence regarding their whereabouts. Whether or not Richard ordered their deaths, he stripped them of defenders, erased their titles, and took their freedom to secure his own reign. The mystery lay dormant for 191 years. In 1674, laborers were digging out foundations and demolishing a stone staircase on the south side of the White Tower. 10 feet below the surface, they struck a wooden chest. Inside were the skeletal remains of 2 children. Based entirely on the location of the discovery and the approximate size of the bones, King Charles II declared them to be the missing princes. The remains were gathered and transferred to Westminster Abbey, where they were sealed inside a white marble urn among the monuments of their royal ancestors. To this day, the Crown and the Church of England consistently deny requests to open the urn for modern DNA analysis or radiocarbon dating. Without physical testing, no definitive proof exists to tie those remains to 1483. The disappearance of the princes is locked away, a medieval crime scene preserved perfectly beneath the weight of stone and history.